Hello everyone! GameGoddessFee here! Alright, so we are back tonight with more Ace Attorney. I do have my boy.
Oh my goodness. No.
Yes.
It's muted?
Yes, your mic is muted.
Try to unmute it.
Anyway, so yeah, we are back.
Oh. Let me unhook it.
We are back tonight. You should have got that together. But yeah, we're gonna do more Ace Attorney. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. It's Friday, you guys, and I'm on vacation, so and birthday week is loading.
Oh yeah, your birthday is coming up.
Yes, it is. What you gonna get me, Plum? That means nothing. Nothing, you guys. He's not giving me anything. But anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Thank you for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. I forgot to do this with the game too. Hold on, you guys.
Hey, Mom, who you like better, Link or Zelda?
You said who I like best?
Link or Zelda?
Link, of course.
Okay.
That's me, guys.
I'm gonna get you that. I'm gonna get you that Legend Zelda Lego set.
He ain't got the money, you guys. Whatever. And don't you buy me no Lego set. What I'm gonna do with a Lego set? Anyway.
Play with it. You gotta play with it.
I used to buy him them little Mario and what else? What kind of Lego sets you get? And those things, they were high too. Mm-hmm. And he used to just get the little Lego men out the set and just play with.
Buy me some like minifigures. Minifigures is the best part.
He would go in the store and personally pick those things out. So whatever. Okay, let me stop laughing with Pluminator. So we have Ace Attorney's Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, Episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence, the latter Confrontation, former Calisto U. So who y'all think did this killing, y'all? But we will see.
Definitely
I'm still trying to Gumshoe.
Yeah, Gumshoe did it.
I'm still trying to figure it out too. I still don't know. Normally by this time I know a suspect, but I do have somebody in mind. Hey Dave, how's it going? Yeah, so yeah, I was rambling, making sure you come on in. Look. He's like, where's Dave? No, just kidding. But yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. All right, so let's go. It's been a little minute, so no problem. Look. I understand. I'm glad you got the notification. So yeah, I still don't get them on my phone for some reason. Still got. I might have to take my phone up to the carrier. Okay, let's go. I get all the Instagram come on my page all day long. I get all in the settings and it's turned on for YouTube and everything, but no notification. For some reason, they all of a sudden stopped. I don't know. See, AT&T, they be sending on updates to break your phone so you could get a new one. Like they did my iPhone 6. Let's go. They did. They sent the whole update, and after that update, thing didn't work. After that, worked properly. September 10th, 6:15 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Ooh, nah.
Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for is already... Okay.
But the object you're looking for has already... Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Bat, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task would do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I have also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest? Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we're more than solved this case already. Don't you? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer? In the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end, no matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements. During the time when our suspect was in the hallway, I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. Shut up.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion in this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there is always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of the court in this case, don't you think?
I absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is.
Misuse argument. Everyone sensed the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route for lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion that Detective Gumshoe is the killer.
Ooh.
Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
But of course. There's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump card she has up her sleeve.
Are you good, Plum?
Good of it.
Rebuttal Mrs. Yu's argument. Everyone says the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off.
Hold it!
The suspect? But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven.
Are you joking, Edgeworth?
I assure you, this is no joke.
Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there is no one else who can corroborate what he's did since the snacking.
I see she's done her research well. which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. You already said that, Atroth.
Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? Oop. Press the wrong button.
Hold it!
Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead or back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden?
That's the first place everyone looks, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case.
I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape?
Of course I am. Whatever.
And why are you so certain?
This is a courtroom, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm very sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Mouse Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future.
The shit.
Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer.
It's over.
Hold it!
You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write in. With, even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. I'm
not about to let her get her rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisco or myself speaking with you about the subject.
Oh, but there were witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see.
As for the little Missy, she came to the courtroom during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or bailiff or anyone else.
Wait, so basically, the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into the lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then to Detective I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate that.
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1? Care to explain how that could have been fabricated?
Oh man, well I don't know. Well, Francisco, time to go home.
Did that come up for real?
Yes, it did.
Oh. That TV.
Ooh.
Can we prove that?
That's real good. Hit me a Swiss roll, boy.
This here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I still remember. We haven't streamed this in all week. It's last week. Was it last week?
I've been tired, okay?
See?
I've been tired.
Take that!
That tape.
Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded into the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that I said the he. You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
This is trump card. Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and little Miss Fun Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew, didn't we, Mouse?
Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a little while ago.
That's right. And if the rooms were soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshots clear as day.
And
that's it in the story.
But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room?
All right, we got the door was open, the window was open, there was a hole in the wall.
There was a little peephole in the
Brawl. You could just stare in the little peephole and you would hear everything.
The window was open.
Yeah.
There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. Now we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
Objection!
It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at the time.
Objection!
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window opened in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party.
Uh-oh.
The real killer in this double murder is... Manfred! I can't believe he did this! My own father!
Oh, they want me to. They want me. They want me. Oh my goodness gracious to life. Well, she spilled the perfume.
You talking about Kate, right?
No. What Pearl said?
Prepare.
What Pearls?
Prepare.
You said her?
It could be Francisco.
No, Francisca didn't do it. Who is this person?
Yadikarasu.
Oh, okay.
Might be the judge. Dead man.
I was thinking it was him.
Nope. What you got to
Anyway.
do with the cake?
Anyway, let's go. I'm gonna see her because she had all that perfume in the lobby and they opened the window.
Take that!
Miss Calisto, you! I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel.
What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? What do you think she is the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course, I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth.
My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would spiral into this, but I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
Ooh.
Miss Yu's rebuttal. You argued that the window was open. However, do you have proof it was at... Do you have proof if... Do you have proof it was I who did this?
I mean,
Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test.
Rebuttal. Just use rebuttal. You're gonna use Von Karma, huh?
Yeah.
You argued that the window was open. However, do you have proof it was I who did that?
Hold it!
Evidence? All I'd need to do is have some prints analyzed, and we'd know straight away.
Be my guest.
She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means... even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else, but... why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose.
What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows lines on your forehead, they're all back. More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, all right? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime?
Hold it!
I thought I just proved that it was.
Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the time, at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime.
Unfortunately for you, Miss Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important.
How so? How so?
By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene. It proves the possibility that the win of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we can re-evaluate afterwards.
So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at this point. Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this.
Hold it!
Even if you're shocked, that is no concern to me. I do things my own way.
Oh? I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked.
Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony.
Alright, but let me say just one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
Hold it!
Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be.
Oh, admitting to your faults now, are we?
At this point in time, is what I meant to say.
Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser?
No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way back to the truth. I said back.
What a paradox. Take care not to fail. I said fail. Take care not to fall into one of those holes before you fill it up. Mouse, you remember, don't you? About why a window in lobby number 1 was open?
Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened.
You argued that the window was we already did this. Okie dokie. You argued that the window was open, however, do you have proof? It was. Aye, who did it? Is that the statement?
Yep.
Then,
I used to hate this song because I thought it was too upbeat for cross-examination.
perfume given to bad by you. Same perfume as this one spilled in lobby number 1.
Oh.
I think it's it.
Wrong!
I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Really, dude.
Objection!
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yu?
Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I recommend for boys, you know.
Well, this isn't mine!
That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
Miss Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to that you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad.
Oh, I know.
You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Objection!
Come now, I've already told you that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean... Miss Yu, you were the one who called Detective Bad had into lobby number 1 when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought of by you, Miss You!
You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume? Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Why it couldn't be me. Anyway. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Karma. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Mouse, her testimony is flawless.
Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me! And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her!
Rebuttal, why it couldn't be me. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top.
Hold it!
I think I already explained the significance of that earlier.
You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume, but that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character.
Do as you like, but as for me, I believe.
You believe?
I believe that you are the true culprit in this case.
My, you're enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Karma.
Hold it!
I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire.
How dare you!
Say such a thing!
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you.
Why did you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue? In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday.
Hold it!
And why exactly could you not have killed him?
I was just about to testify to that. You are such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth.
Ugh! Your preference have no bearing on what is at hand.
Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
Objection!
Miss you would desist in this craziness and return to your testimony. And Mouse, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Sorry. Miss Yu, please continue with your testimony.
Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from.
Hold it!
At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you aren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Mouse, what do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
So that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the films? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key that the Yatagarasu had sent. I said it right? And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. She know. Did you really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key.
Hold it!
Miss Yu, I would just like to confirm something with you one more time.
Oh, about what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this?
I don't need to ask you about that, because he isn't the killer.
Looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again.
That issue aside, Miss Yu, I'd like to ask you about what was inside the bag. You are sure it was the Yatagarasu's key, correct?
Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could have come from.
I think I've just spotted the road to a perfect victory.
Finally, it would appear that you have revealed.
Finally, it would appear that you revealed your true identity, Miss Yu.
Mouse, her final statement.
Yes, I know. All I have to do now is present the evidence. But what is this? I'm in this feeling that I can't shake.
Okay. Doki accuses someone of murder.
Indicate.
Hello. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key.
Oh, they literally told you.
I know, it's the, she knew, well, she said the,
They literally told you the statement too.
really,
That person was, Edward, the final statement. Edward, the final statement. The fifth statement. Edward, the fifth statement.
there was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key.
Was it a key? Or was it It was a gun. It was a gun. Well, I guess that works too.
This right here.
Yeah, that other knife.
It was Yatagarasu's key, a photo of the key.
You said it wrong. You got it right, then you said it wrong.
Really?
Where did Rusu coming from?
Objection!
Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it made it look like a key at first glance, it in fact has the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderer's knife! You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the evidence of the
Yatagarasu's key.
Oops, I accidentally muted you anyway.
Yes, minute?
At the last end of that statement, but anyway, I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be fibbing for all I know.
You would, even now, still feign ignorance?
I'm not feigning anything. Feigning. You made me say it wrong. Anyway. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence. Now, can we? I mean, Mr. Van Coma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Huh? Are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor! Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same! Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Furthermore, there's something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rail off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
Objection!
What you were saying is simply not possible.
Oh, and why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
Objection!
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bat didn't know about the knife aspect either! What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force? And it's something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Look, like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this?
She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. Skull King, how's it going, Skull King?
I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife.
Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Didas? That's Didas again. How you doing, Didas? Didas animation is Skull Kid. Look, y'all get to see the conclusion. It's about to end.
How you know? This could be part 3.
Is it good?
Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu's key.
We are good tonight, Didas. It's Friday. I'm on vacation. I'm good.
Only one person would have had knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife? Mr. Von Kalma.
The Yatagarasu?
Yeah, you naughty. You naughty.
Who would?
It's the Yagarasu. You was right.
I was right.
Don't overthink it, man.
Take that!
There was only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is?
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief, Yatagarasu?
Miss Yu. You used Mr. L to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this?
Look, I started laughing for real. Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? It's crazy. I started laughing. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill is even greater than when I sneak into someplace.
You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me! Calisto, you?
Calisto, you, huh? That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief, Yatagarasu.
You said your own name wrong. What kind of junk?
Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rail an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu.
Oh my God.
Shut up. And once we entered the recess, Rail was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete situation. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rail caves to only two things: money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on Rail any longer, onto Rail rather. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you just say that you despise criminals?
But I really do. But do I really? I said it wrong. Anyway.
You said that wrong. Doesn't change the whole context. You. Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too?
Maybe. What sort of woman would...
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rail wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him, which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this one, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He didn't let me hold the Yatagarasu's key Just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rell as well.
I believe I mentioned right when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they killed each other.
Then the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd get caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client, who's first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Carthafian embassy staff member, Dead Man.
Dead man.
Who is it?
I just say dead man.
You ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
How could this... You don't mean... You're working with me and coaching too, do you?
Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet, you! Yatagarasu! You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court!
Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No. Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
Ugh. You mean the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two, get down!
You should tackle her, Titus.
My body! I can't move!
Hey, mister, to your right!
You!
They always shooting at Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Are you alright, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Mouse.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed.
She's shooting Titus. You see that, Titus? Look. That's the real criminal there.
Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. September 10th, 7 o'clock p.m. District Court, room number 3.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bat, are you alright? I heard a gunshot.
He got another hole in his coat, y'all.
I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
I told y'all.
He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken.
What the other hole at Terminator? What
It might be.
But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I am absolutely fine. That jacket, it has it rough. He should retire, Skull Kid.
I can remind you.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Detective Bat, sir! I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir! It's not your fault! Well, I fibbed to you guys too, after all! I heard about what happened from Kay. Fibbing while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops!
Pops, watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I promise, I will catch you if it's the last thing I do.
Where the judge going?
Be careful, Detective Bat, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Where is the judge, dude? Thanks a bunch, pal! You're the best! You really did find out the truth behind everything! Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
It was no problem, really. I mean, I fibbed too, so it didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired. You should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. She did? Oh, what is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship. A gun.
The little Debbie Swiss roll.
A little Debbie Switch roll come through. You said you liked them. To the left. There you go.
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll!
Can I really have it?
Yes, it's a present meant for you after all.
Thanks a bunch! You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal!
You happy off of a Swiss roll, you guys.
You don't eat good.
Okay, this is all he got.
I'm gonna eat this right now!
Sure, go ahead.
It's the greatest, Titus.
The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective.
He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
School kid said his first meal after probably like 5 minutes.
That's what's up.
Look, that's the best meal he ever had, Skull Kid.
Whoa! That was good, pal! I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day! It's like I'm a Swiss roll paradise or something! I've got to thank Kay myself! Hey, wait, where is she?
She only noticed just now? Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal! I'm gonna go help him! Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
We should go home, Miles. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa.
Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir! And don't you worry! I'll investigate the next case we're on real well!
I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I've tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she is now... Back to the future!
Now, why would she want to be somebody who killed her own daddy?
Somehow, I don't want to spoil nothing, but the truth isn't always what it seems.
Really?
Yeah.
So, did you remember now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while.
Charlie! You sure grew up a lot!
Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Still got on the same clothes anyway.
His jacket got dirty.
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
Hey, so does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and...
Hold it!
Actually, Still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Calisto Yu, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu that was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
That's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
All right then, how do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was a really great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, take a look at this article.
Ugh, the Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card?
Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Calisto Yu lady is behind this, because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bat told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me out, because if anyone can help me find it, I figure it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay.
Kay, you're so honorable! I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal!
Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth! You guys are not making it easy for me! Who am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth? What I want for you is not to steal something. What I want is What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Calisto Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean?
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. if you don't intend to soil your hands in a crime, and I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you.
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. Ugh, what is with their chummy relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Baron Faraday, Calisto U, and Kay Faraday. The Phantom changing. The constantly changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. The end. Well, guys, that was the last good case in this game. This next case is gonna be horrible.
Well, I was thinking it was that other guy. Yeah, I wouldn't.
He's gonna come back up.
Kid said, I wouldn't know how to pronounce that either. I was like, what is this word?
I'm very with you.
I appreciate you all for watching. I'll let y'all go on with y'all Friday night. Thank you all for, yeah, another case closed. Well, it's not closed,
How'd
but
you like it?
I enjoyed it, actually.
Enjoyed it. Woo!
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Old faces from the original Ace Attorney, so it was a good case. Like I said, I enjoyed it. All right, so I'll go ahead and go. All right, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd appreciate you go ahead and subscribe. I social don't mind hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right, Scotty, Ditus, Animation, Dave, and that's all. Everyone else that's watching, thank you all for watching. And I will talk to you all on the next one. You all take care.